So the Champions League latter stages is starting to take fold. Real Madrid are through, PSG are through, Benfica are through, Wolfsburg are through. But this is the perfect time for us to have a discussion about Champions League and some of the greats that have played in this competition. And who greater than Ronaldinho, arguably one of the best players to have ever lived, has shared his thoughts on who his dream team Champions League players would be. So there is some controversial decisions in there, but who's going to argue with Ronaldinho? I mean, he's the happiest guy alive. He was one of the most joyful players ever to watch, always had a smile on his face, never decided to fix his up and down teeth, and who would ask him to, because he just looked like a cute little bunny rabbit. Either way, we'll move forward and talk about his decisions. So in goals, let's throw up the graphic. Let's get graphic, baby. First one is none other than Gigi Buffon. So I'm going to talk about Ronaldinho's verdict as he goes through this, because he thinks Buffon's in goals, and his quote is, "There have been some very good goalkeepers in my era, but Buffon is there for consistency. Most of the goalkeepers have had times when their form has not been so good, but Buffon has been at such a high level for so long." Now, I respect this decision for Ronaldinho because Buffon's never won a Champions League, and it just pays tribute to how good of a goalkeeper he is to make someone like Ronaldinho start in 11 without actually having the accolade itself. The next one has no shortage of Champions League accolades, and that is Cafu, once described as one of the best right-backs of all time, almost transcendent in his role in that position, the Brazilian and AC Milan captain at one point. The Brazilian fullback defined an era. That is what it's stated in the Daily Mail. Ronaldinho's verdict as for why. "You don't become the most capped player in Brazil's history without being very special. I was so happy when he finally won the Champions League with Milan. For the best right-back ever not to win the biggest club trophy, it would not be right." Wise words, Ronaldinho, wise words. So John Terry is in this. I was a little surprised to see it. Some were surprised, but John Terry definitely deserves a place in anyone's dream team, I believe. Maldini and Roberto Carlos are a given. I don't need to give you his reasoning for that, because they're just two of the best players to have ever played football. Both very gifted on the left side of the park, and both very experienced and have the accolades to back it up. But John Terry, the reason why Ronaldinho mentioned John Terry is interesting to me. So he said, "We," talking about Barcelona, "had some big Champions League games against Chelsea. And I could see then why John Terry is still so important for them now. He's very tough to play against, but he's a fantastic leader. The leader you need in those sort of games." So I give John Terry a lot of stick. Obviously, the guy banged his mate's wife. Let's put that aside for the moment. Like, as a football player, there is very few that come close to John Terry as a centre-back. And I think that he is arguably one of the best in our era, probably the best defender to have ever played in the Premier League. That's my thoughts, best centre-back. Makelele comes in at holding midfielder. He's almost like, Makelele is for a holding midfielder like the Beatles were for music. They just defined it. They just defined things. Yes, they took inspiration from other positions or other places or other bands in the Beatles reference, but he just made that position him. Whenever you're on the park and you're like, "I'm going to be Makelele for today," people are just like, "Well, what are you going to do?" "I'm just going to patrol. I'm going to be the best protection. I'm going to be your best condom ever. Nothing's getting through. I'm your man to stop anything that shouldn't be there getting there. And I'm also very good at distributing the ball." I don't know why that relates to condoms. Nonetheless, Claudio Makelele, Ronaldinho's verdict for this: "Defenders feel safe knowing that he is ahead of them." See? Two minds think alike here. "The attackers feel safe knowing he is behind them. For me, he is the best I've ever seen doing the job, protecting the defence. You never saw him play a bad game." Now that is a true statement right there. Let's throw it back up to see who rounds out his midfield. So rounding out Ronaldinho's midfield, dream midfield, is Lampard and Kaká. Those three players in their prime would be phenomenal to play against. Lampard was another one. It's another Chelsea player making it into his starting 11. And the reason why, he said that Lampard, he told Frank Rijkaard that he should have signed him, but Lampard didn't want to leave Chelsea. He said, "I'm sure they would not have let him go. At that time, he was one of the greats in Europe. His goal record from midfield was what really impressed me." True words, Ronaldinho. Frank Lampard, Chelsea's all-time leading goal scorer from midfield. Unbelievable accolade, unbelievable footballer, unbelievable ambassador to the game. I'll put aside the fact that there's rumours that you once got your chest waxed with John Terry, because you're a great football player. Unbelievable. Kaká in his prime, one of the best. I actually experienced, not firsthand, but almost firsthand, because I was a Celtic fan, Kaká in all his glory. Nearly taking AC Milan to the brink of an upset, and Kaká just runs the length of the park and puts it into the back of the net for AC Milan. Bye-bye Celtic, bye-bye Neil Lennon. Out we go. Now the strikers, let's take a look at the strikers. One last point before we go. What a strike force. Lionel Messi, and that is not Cristiano Ronaldo. That is the original Ronaldo and Thierry Henry. So I'll read the last few quotes from Ronaldinho. He said, "I have won everything. It is impossible for me to have regrets. I do wish, though, that I could have played with Messi for longer than I did at Barcelona. There are no words to describe him. He just has magic in his feet." That's coming from, I'm going to make these comparisons. That's like Marlon Brando complimenting Robert De Niro. But it's just, Ronaldinho is provided I would say some of the glory of helping Lionel Messi get to where he is, the previous number 10 before him. Messi's just next level, man. And everyone's starting 11, it should be Messi. Thierry Henry played with him at Barcelona. He just said he was a nightmare for defenders to play against, and rightly so. Thierry Henry, one of the best players we'll ever see in the Premier League. The last one is an interesting one. Ronaldo. Not the Cristiano Ronaldo who Ronaldinho is known, obviously, through his footballing world. If he's got Messi in there, many people are like, why don't you have Ronaldo? He's pushing to become the all-time Champions League goal scorer. He is a remarkable talent, should be on everyone's list, but Ronaldinho doesn't think so. He thinks that Ronaldo is in there because he was my idol, and then I ended up playing with him and winning a World Cup with him. The most complete striker there has ever been, the most complete striker there will ever be. It is almost unbelievable to think that he never won a Champions League. That is it. Ronaldo and Buffon, the start and end pinnacle of Ronaldinho's team, haven't got the trophy themselves, but I will not argue with his decisions because I just love Ronaldinho. But you guys can take like in the comments section. Let us know what you guys think. Do you think there should have been a place for Cristiano Ronaldo? Do you think there's anyone in there that Ronaldinho has missed out? I know he has his own personal views as to why. Maybe because he never played against Ronaldo, Cristiano as much, or he never played with him. Let us know what you think, all in the comments section below. Hit me up on Twitter at Francis_Maxwell and at TYT Sport.